All right, hello everyone. My name is Glenn Mills, and today I will be presenting the results of my vulnerability assessment project for the Cyber 4220 course. The focus of this assignment was to evaluate the two hidden systems discovered in the lab environment using a professional vulnerability scanning tool and network reconnaissance methods. So yeah, let's dive into the findings. So first, we'll go over our executive summary. This vulnerability assessment was performed on two hidden systems: a Linux server at IP address 192.168.1.30 and a gateway device at IP address 192.168.1.1. So I ran a command that will specify or give us more information about the system. I was able to find out that the first machine, which is the 192.168.1.30, is a Linux machine. And the second one was a free DSB server, I believe it was, or DBS server, I believe it was. But I just have it as a gateway as of now. But the tools used included the Greenbone vulnerability management for scanning and Nmap for the network enumeration. Across both systems, multiple vulnerabilities were identified. The Linux server had 15. The Linux server had 15 high severity vulnerabilities, and then 28 medium and 4 low vulnerabilities. The gateway system had so the gateway system had 2 medium and 2 low vulnerabilities. It says although no critical vulnerabilities were identified, several high and medium issues pose serious security risk if left unaddressed or unremediated. My recommendations focus on patching up outdated software, securing services, and improving network configuration. So the tools and methodology used to begin, I used Nmap to perform a full network discovery across the subnet, scanning for the live hosts and open ports. Once the hidden systems were identified, I configured the vulnerability scanning in vulnerability scans in Greenbone, selecting the full and fast scan profile. Scans were executed against each target individually to maximize accuracy. For each system, both Greenbone reports and Nmap scans results were collected and analyzed to understand the open services, software versions, and vulnerabilities present. So slide number 4 is my high findings for the Linux server. The Linux server presented the most serious security risk among the 15 high severity vulnerabilities. Some major findings include the Apache Tomcat Ghost Cat remote code execution vulnerability, which is a CVE 2020-1938. We also had a use of an end-of-life Ubuntu operating system. We had the default PostgreSQL credentials left unchanged. We also had the a Unreal IRCD authentication spoofing, and we also had a Ruby DRuby remote code execution vulnerability. So these vulnerabilities can allow attackers to gain remote control or um, execute malicious code or escalate privileges on this server. Immediate remediation is necessary for these findings as well. So next is our medium to medium/low findings for our Linux server. Beyond the high severity issues, the Linux server also had 28 medium vulnerabilities and 4 low ones. Most of these related to old versions of common services or minor misconfigurations or potential information leaks through open ports or weak encryption settings. While not immediately exploitable, these issues can provide attackers with a foothold if left unpatched. So our slide number 6, our medium and low findings. This is to our gateway server. The gateway server at 192.168.1.1 exhibited 2 medium and 2 low vulnerabilities. The key findings included an expired SSL and TLS certificate and exposure to a WPAD protocol attacks. These were also ICMP timestamps. These were also ICMP timestamp replies and TCP timestamp options enabled, which could leak information about our system uptime. While these vulnerabilities are not critical, they represent easy opportunities for an attacker to gather intelligence or perform a man-in-the-middle attack if left unresolved. So for our slide number 7, we had the recommended fixes. So based on the findings, I recommend the following fixes. For the Linux server, we can upgrade the operating system to a supported version, patch all vulnerable services immediately, and enforce strong credentials on our database servers like their SQL. For our gateway server, we can renew and properly configure SSL certificates, disable unnecessary protocols like WPAD, and block ICMP timestamp responses. Overall, hardening both systems with up-to-date configurations, reducing exposure to exposed services, and disabling insecure defaults will greatly improve security posture of our systems. So for our conclusion or our lessons learned slide, in conclusion, this vulnerability assessment has shown that hidden or legacy systems often pose hidden risks within a network, while neither of the assessed systems show signs of active exploitations. The vulnerabilities identified represent clear entry points for attackers. Early detection through tools like Nmap and Greenbone, combined with proactive patching and system hardening, are critical steps in protecting organizational infrastructure from any malicious intent from any attacker. So with this, I will go back over. So our first, our gateway machine, I can give a better name from the Kali scan that I did. It was called a free, I remember it was a free FreeDSB machine. So for that, I did the a scan, which will get the detect the operating system. So the command I ran for that was sudo nmap dash s lowercase s and then uppercase s dash o for our operating system, then dash p dash 192.168.1. So I scanned the whole subnet. So that was 192.168.1.0/24, which was our whole subnet. And that took a few minutes to give up the results. And that came up with, I remember it was 5 machines. So we had a .20.5, a .20, and a .250, which the 250 was our Kali. .5 was our Windows or our Linux, one of those two. And yeah, so with that scan, I had 5 results. So I just, with the process of elimination, I just took out the 3 scans or the 3 machines that we are aware of, and I was able to find the 2 other hidden machines, which are the machines I just listed here, which is our 192.168.30 and then our 192.168.1.1. So thank you for your time, and